welcome back to another episode of the Knee Slappin' K-Pop podcast. I'm Sammy. With me today is Kayla.
Hello.
And Maria.
I'm Blue, dabba dee dabba die, dabba dee dabba die.
And just so you know, this is our second time recording it because we deleted the audio.
My audio
so
disappeared
you know what?
into the ether
Yeah,
the first
Kayla's
time.
audio got fucked in translation
I don't know
somehow.
where the fuck it went. So here we are for round 2 of the same episode.
Yay.
Round 2.
It happens.
Same stories, different day. We're doing your Reddit opinions because you know what? Fuck you.
Your opinions are interesting, and it's great to make content out of.
This is the 4th episode I've recorded tonight.
The 4th episode. Here we go.
I'm exhausted.
4th episode in a row. I don't know if we have a big enough audience for this, but I wonder if we were to open a poll and have like our people who listen to this submit unpopular opinions, if we would get enough to make something out of that.
I mean, I think we could get something if we just ask some of our friends too.
We could ask some of our friends for them, yes, but
yeah.
I feel like that would also be a nice twist on this episode, too.
It would be.
Yeah, that would be a fun time for...
That'd be a cute future one to try.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put that up.
I think we'd get
after the Unpopular Opinions episodes come out, I'll put up a poll, and so everyone be on the lookout for that. If you have any unpopular opinions you want to submit to us, here's the chance to get them in.
Here's a chance to get us to react to your unpopular opinions.
Exactly.
And we won't be as mean as we are to random strangers on Reddit.
No, because if we know you listen to the podcast, it will be a little bit nicer.
But also, if you listen to the podcast, I'm very curious what you think.
Because you know how... Because if you listen to us, you know how we are. And how... How we are generally with the negativity. How we love to bring the negativity because the community craves it.
The community craves it. You'll understand
next week.
Although I don't try to often wallow in negativity. I will express my opinions, whether it's good or bad.
The community craves the negativity.
Just having opinions is sometimes negativity for the K-pop
apparently. Yeah,
apparently.
How dare you have a different thought than the rest of the high mind? My God.
All right,
let's get this over with.
We gotta start it off.
A second time.
Yes, for the second time. So our first...
Part 2.
Our first unpopular opinion from Reddit. From r/unpopular K-pop opinions, we have K-pop groups should just say they're disbanded when they are. So this is because many groups go on indefinite hiatus after leaving the company, and it just drags fans along the way in hopes for more group activities instead of them being able to focus on solo activities. And apparently, a lot of K-pop fans prefer to not hear a group is officially disbanded, even if they function as essentially a disbanded group.
Even when all the members are in different
companies.
Well, it's pretty obvious.
The company has just decided to wait 5 years before they officially disband a group, you know?
Yeah,
it's then everyone else has already debuted as soloists, is off in like different countries at this point.
Yeah, they're all just doing their own thing, and everyone's in denial because they're all in their 30s and they want escapism.
Like, it's crazy. But yes, I agree. They definitely should just
I'm curious as to why, but like I don't know why at this point. Maybe it's the company owning the rights to the name don't want to say they're disbanded for some reason, even though they're not making that much of a profit now that they're gone and elsewhere. But who knows? Like
everyone gave up.
Yeah.
By that point, everyone is just, we're tired, we're done. I think everyone's also hoping for like a Brave Girls style, like, well, their song's #1, bring them back!
Right.
Pay them as much money as you need,
just
go,
in case
go!
Something magically happens like that.
Just in case someone Brave Girls.
Where we're rolling back on the charts, if possible.
Even though Brave Girls never, like, disbanded, or even went on an indefinite hiatus, they were consistently working.
They were just around, yeah.
True.
You know who should Brave Girls?
Who?
You know who'd be a really good group to Brave Girls? Laboom.
Laboom, yes.
Yeah.
Laboom would be a really good group to Brave Girls.
Yes.
You'll heed those now, a single mother of 3, so that's not going to happen for her.
She wouldn't be involved. She left before the last incarnation.
I think they at least split custody, so there's something there.
Yeah. He's also then a single father, but also she wouldn't, I don't think, because usually the person that left before the group ended doesn't get to come back. So I don't think she gets to come back.
Right, like Hoya doesn't get to come back to Infinite, like in the way that their current Infinite is, so.
Yeah. It just feels like there's something else going.
Yeah.
Thing. But like they'd be a good group to Brave Girls.
Yes. Great.
Alright.
Next one.
Second opinion.
it's not really correct that other groups are benefiting from BTS's lack of abstinence from the industry. Essentially, it's like, you know, the idea, essentially the person was saying that the idea that BTS are blocking or stopping other groups from achieving things is essentially stupid, mainly because it's not logical, and that there were groups bigger than BTS before they rose, and that didn't stop BTS from becoming big themselves, you know, and essentially no one's taking BTS place. No one probably will end up taking BTS place. If not, it'll probably be, you know, a freak situation like last time. And it, you know, the person felt the comments, you know, were just shady, and they take away credit from groups that are working hard for every accomplishment, and it feels like a negative extension of BTS paved the way with implied bitterness. And yeah,
I mean, there is a lot of implied bitterness.
Yeah, there is so much.
Mainly because
so much bitterness.
It was such a thing that they're like, well, BTS is taking all the spots on the charts.
Yeah.
BTS is taking all the music show wins.
Yeah, maybe it's because they're really fucking popular. Here's a thought.
Like, here's the thing. When BTS is gone, that doesn't mean that all the people that like BTS are just going
somewhere
to
else.
replace BTS with someone else.
Sure, they'll get older and probably have other interests over time and other responsibilities, but
mean that, like, BTS is gonna get replaced with fucking Stray Kids in my heart.
BTS is in the military now. And the BTS fans they're not here. The BTS fans aren't all of a sudden gonna decide to become Stray Kids fans now.
No.
Like, that's not how that works.
To use a phrase I used in the last episode that I absolutely love, that I don't know where it came from, your faves aren't favin'.
Your faves aren't favin'.
The fave aren't favin'.
I don't know what that came from.
I don't know what it means
your faves
either.
aren't favin'. They aren't, like...
You sure
BTS
you don't want
ain't
that to be the new tagline?
No.
K-pop
craves the
crave
negativity.
the negativity, and the faves aren't favin'.
And the faves aren't we should just put quotes in all the corners of the banner.
Just gonna add, like, really tacky quotes to the banner.
Are you not entertained? After all, Butler in the corner. Just being
we can't put trademarked quotes. They have to come from they have to not make any sense.
Yes.
Fair enough.
And just come from our own brains.
Yes.
But, like, generally speaking, look, your faves aren't favin'. BTS was out here thriving.
Yep.
Who's thriving now? Nobody's thriving now. BTS's popularity doesn't immediately go into osmosis to whoever stands the closest.
Yeah, it's just not how it works.
Wait, whoa, write that shit down. That's good. Wait, say that again, Sammy. Holy fuck, that was good.
What did I say?
Something about osmosis.
Oh, BTS's popularity doesn't immediately transmit through osmosis to whoever stands the closest.
Yeah, period. Quote that shit too. That's good. Okay.
Thank you.
I took the words right out of my mouth. But, like, no, seriously, BTS, it was a freak thing, especially from being from, at the time, a very small company, now becoming a large corporation. That doesn't happen to most people.
Not just that.
Yeah.
But to be popular, you gotta have two things. Luck and talent. You need a lot of luck.
And
like, lightning doesn't strike twice.
Yep.
Never does,
Mostly.
usually.
Not usually.
Mostly.
But for the most part, like, it does... Look, the group that has come closest to BTS is Blackpink, and Blackpink did it while BTS was still around.
Yep.
Yes.
Your faves need to just shine brighter. Sorry, not sorry.
Yep.
Be better.
Your faves aren't faving.
Your faves aren't faving.
faving.
Just saying.
Yep.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
The westernization of K-pop complaints are unserious and ignorant.
Yes.
Basically,
This is stupid. This is stupid. These people saying this are really fucking stupid. I don't know what else to say.
Not the person saying that those complaints are unserious and ignorant.
Okay, not my own. Not Mountain Coyote. Mountain Coyote, you're cool.
We agree with this person.
Mountain Coyote.
We agree with Mountain
underscore Coyote underscore 7011.
We agree.
You are
We're on the same page.
Mountain Coyote,
also,
we agree with you.
Love the way you wrote this. Absolutely love it.
Yes.
Because essentially it's saying that people who are main complaint is that K-pop is too westernized.
It's like, bitch,
shit, because
so
that is correct.
Westernized music.
Everything
right
about
there.
K-pop,
right fucking
at
there.
its core, is westernized because it is based on pop music,
and that's like been the foundation
of pop music
since the early 90s. Holy shit!
At its core, it is. They go on to say that, like, the everyone acts dramatic, saying they got into K-pop for the K. The K is not for whatever westernized things are coming out. Guess what? The K is basically the regional twist that they're adding to what is at its baseline.
I mean,
pop
I got
music.
in for the
Go
production
to pop
shit
music.
and the
Here's the thing,
the whole
go-
picture.
But here's the thing, go into pop music in many other countries. They have their own regional flavors, but the pop, a lot of it sounds the same because that is just trends that are more globalized than anything else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's true. And at its core, I do think that, like, what some people are possibly saying is one of two things.
They don't like pop
Either.
music. They don't like Western pop music, and it's
They don't
fine to
like-
not like recent K-pop because it sounds like Western pop music.
They don't like current Western
Yeah.
pop music because they like, oh, they're like, why wasn't like second gen? And I'm like, second gen sounded like what pop music sounded like in like 2015.
Yes,
You can't pigeonhole the genre. K-pop should not sound like it did 10 years ago. That would be so stale if nothing changed.
If your reasoning
Exactly.
for not liking the quote-unquote westernization of K-pop is for any reason that's not, I don't like current Western pop music and how it sounds, it's like very pick-me and also very like Korea buoy. It's like,
It is.
it's, you just want to like K-pop because it's like different,
Not
and
in
you
English.
don't like it now that it's more mainstream and other people like it. The fact that other people like it is somehow,
I mean,
like,
I liked it
unideal
because,
to you.
to be fair, I liked it because it was a different take on pop music, but it was still nonetheless
Exactly.
pop music, and I heard the influences, you know?
have to accept that at some point it is a twist on what you are already listening to in your own country.
Yeah. And that's
And
why you
that
like it. It's a
like,
different
that
flavor.
You cannot have the upper hand that it's like, well, it's not pop. I'm like, it is K-pop.
And just to put it out there
pop is
too,
there.
because I think we didn't mention this last time, but the big thing is the amount of boy and girl groups, something that we had seen in the past, but just, you know, when it got bigger, just
To a
wasn't as
smaller
common
scale.
then. So
Yeah.
it was a twist in that sense too, with like all these boys and girls groups existing,
well,
being a
not just
thing,
that,
totally
but,
different
like,
than what we were used to.
Look at the 10-year. Look at, like, again, now you have all these different aspects of K-pop and all this other stuff, and it's just like, it's at its core all based on the boy groups and girl groups of the early 90s and an evolution from there.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it is taking cultural influences from Western pop music, which Western pop music is also taking cultural influences from other places, and it's just a whole hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Music is music. You either don't like current Western pop music, which is fine, but then don't say you just don't like K-pop getting westernized because it always has been.
Right.
Or two, the other option is you don't like the direction that current group is heading, and that's also fine. But don't attribute that to them getting too westernized because they've always been westernized. They're a K-pop group.
Yeah.
And newsflash, the
Unless-
producers
unless-
that make the music for these groups,
Are
they have a lot
Western.
of influence. That
But
maybe you
also-
don't like the way the group sounds is because you don't like the producer that would made the title track for the latest comeback.
Again, unless this group was at one point a trot group that somehow started making noise music
Yeah,
6 months ago,
yeah.
they were always Western influenced.
Right.
Mhm.
Just saying. It is what it is. You may not like the direction they're heading, and that's perfectly valid argument.
Right.
But don't say it's because they're becoming westernized. They always were.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad argument.
Mm-hmm.
Get better arguments.
Yeah, it's like there are a lot of valid arguments you can say to something surrounding this, but this, like, the one that is so popularly thrown out there is like very, it's like you don't look good saying it. Like,
Absolutely not. I think I become saltier the more tired I get.
yeah,
Fair enough.
I mean, it makes sense.
Moving on.
Yes.
Moving along.
Moving on.
NMIX should do a mixed pop, city pop, innocent concept. and
No.
boy.
The answer is no.
Just no. Let's shut it down. Shut it down now.
Main reason why I love City Pop, I'm the biggest City Pop supporter, I'm a slut for it, but it should not be MX doing
Not
it.
NMIX.
That is not the group designed to do City Pop concepts.
So the person
Maybe
who
maybe
wrote
as a
this-
special stage for like a Gaio Daejun, sure. But like
Sure,
as a
I mean-
general mainstream concept, no.
I mean,
And no.
here's the thing. This person will use Lilac by IU as a city pop example. And my thought is that is the least NMIX song that's ever NMIXed.
Yeah.
I don't even want them to do that as a cover because I think it'd be uninteresting.
So the things I'm getting from the person who wrote this is that they would just like a group to do city pop music and just threw out NMIX as like Sure.
An option.
As an option. They just,
Yeah.
because Yukiko is apparently on indefinite hiatus because she is, like,
I think
just
she
living a
technically
regular life.
she retired from the industry.
Yeah.
She's married. She may be pregnant with a kid now.
So they just want more city
for
pop,
her.
and sure, I guess. But also, they compare NMIX's concept to Red Velvet, as in they can do all genres, and I think that NMIX's, like, whole concept is and what they can do well is a lot more, it's like less than Red Velvet. It's like they have a narrower concept range than you would think. Because yes, they've done a wide range of songs, but I feel like it's definitely not nearly as diverse as something like Red Velvet does.
I think that you have the Red and the Velvet side for Red Velvet. And people are like, well, they can do both of like that. And I'm like, no. I think a subunit of NMIX could do what is the equivalent of like the Velvet side of Red Velvet.
Mm-hmm.
I think a subunit could do it, and I think they could do it quite well if you get the right girls in it. I think overall group NMIX would not do it well.
Right.
I think it wouldn't work for all of them.
And sure, they've done different songs. Like, they haven't even been a group that long, but they have done a wide range of songs. They all do fit into like a kind of specific NMIX concept, though. It's like, yes, they sound different, but concept-wise, I feel like they are much closer than this person thinks they are.
Again, I also think the innocent concept is like turning around and being
not
like,
for NMIX.
NMIX be A-Pink.
Yeah.
And the answer is, they're not.
They're not A-Pink.
You also can't put a group that's getting into a groove and then 180 their concept like that and be like, well, now you're not that group anymore.
Right.
Now, again, I just keep saying, now you're G-Friend. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why are you doing this to them? Let them be who they are.
Yeah. And this person is throwing out Cool Your Rainbow as the song, like, idea for, they have the looks and vibes for an innocent concept, and I'm like, that song is not the same as the other songs they're throwing out. Like, it's different than what they think it is, I'm pretty sure.
Again, I do think that, like, NMIX could possibly do, like, a more chill version of their own concept.
Right.
If that's what this person's, like, looking for, is, like, take a little bit of the intensity down a little bit. Because I do think, like Run for Roses, that came out as, like, a pre-release, it's not as intense as, like, your, I don't know, Love Me Like This, or something like that. And I do think it would work, but, like, it still is NMIX.
Yeah.
You can't just strip everything of NMIX and then be like, well, go.
Right.
I think the closest you could get is Party O'Clock, and even then, that has, like, I wouldn't call that innocent.
Party O'Clock and Roller Coaster are definitely not in the same realm of innocent city pop that I think this person wants,
I think they saw those and were like, well, maybe just tweak it and make it city pop, and I'm like, once you tweak it, I think you lose NMIX.
Yeah.
Their personality.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Next, Maria?
Next one is G-Idol is heavily discredited. Basically, a person is saying that G-Idol has been constantly overlooked for their achievements. Most people believe that the top three 4th gen groups are IVE, New Jeans, and the Seraphim. Although the 3 groups have had outstanding achievements, G-Idol deserves their place up there. They have had 3 consecutive releases, earned multiple POCs, racks. Queen Card was the most viewed 4th gen music video last year, and I also imagine Tomboy was also very popular as well. Constantly overlooked and is quite disheartening as an alt of the group. Trying to say that the songs have strong messages out of any of their competitors, all that jazz, talking about Tomboy, talking about but since G-Idol released new, the search results in SK have changed to their song and not young girl nude content. Queen Card is an empowering anthem and reminds people that no matter what, they're the Queen Card, they don't feel insecure, blah, blah, blah.
Look, here's the thing. One, I don't think this person knows how generations work, because they said that G-Idol is a great 4th gen K-pop group. Sure.
We're thinking if they are 4th gen, it's really early 4th gen, but
super early.
And these other groups are borderline 5th gen.
And 5th gen.
They're cusping on 5th gen.
Also, I don't again, I don't think you can put them in this categorization because
They can't be compared to each other at
no,
all.
because
No.
they are more in league with Twice and groups of legacy groups. They're a legacy
Yeah,
group
they're gonna
at this
hit like
point.
7 years soon anyway, so.
They're a contract renewal next year. Like, they're
Yeah.
a
Again,
established
I
group
truly
now.
think that this, because also you have to realize that G-Idol's they were always popular, but their like increase in popularity happened late in their career.
Yeah, happened after Sujin left and when Tomboy
happened
was
after a
released.
whole
Yeah,
situation.
that one it got
Well,
crazy.
it happened later in their career,
Yeah.
as opposed to and also, when you talk about what are the top 4th gen / 5th gen girl groups, you are looking at the future.
Yeah.
G-Idol, unfortunately, is not the future.
No.
At the pretty much,
are the
maybe
past.
they were at a point,
They are
but they're not
possibly
anymore.
going to be the past.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
will.
Well, it's the same thing with like saying that like, well, Twice is still up there as like a very popular girl group
Right.
consistently. They're not up in the most popular because they're at this point a legacy group.
Right.
Yeah,
Once you
they're
hit
older.
a certain age, you are not, unless you overcome, like boy groups are a completely different story because they are legacy in a very different way.
Yeah.
Because they have an established, like, their physical sales and everything else. I think you have to separate boys and girl groups at this point in that kind of conversation. But in terms of girl groups,
Yeah.
G-Idol's legacy group.
And they're saying
Mhm.
I have New Jeans this year for the top 3 groups. G-Idol's number 4. Like, so they're upset that they're the 4th most popular girl group.
Or, you know, they could
K-pop,
just
like,
all coexist.
Yeah.
and just
also at the
exist.
same time, when you're talking about this, I think you're talking about more than just music.
Yeah.
G-Idol does have a strong impact with their music. But when you're talking about Ively, Seraphim, and New Jeans, you're talking beyond that. You're talking with, like, connections. You're talking with, like, overall cultural and, like, public perception and, like, beyond the music, their cultural impact, which, again, is at a moment-to-moment basis, not over time.
Right.
Mhm.
Because by that logic, if you're talking about over time, should, I don't know, Girls' Generation still be there?
Right.
Probably.
Like, you have to
Exactly.
look at the current time.
And also,
And, like,
G-Idol's an old enough group where all of those members have, like, a lot of individual activities going on, and the members of G-Idol are distinctive enough that all of those successes that they've had, you're just contributed to themselves, and they don't have to be contributed back to G-Idol as a whole, whereas these other groups don't have as much of that yet, and so a lot of the
And at the
individual
same
things that
time-
they do is still attributed to more so the group as a whole rather than the individuals.
And at the same time, I also don't think it's fair to compare a, max 3-year-old K-pop group to an almost 7-year-old K-pop group.
Yeah.
It's not a fair comparison, and I think that it would be incorrect.
Yeah.
I think that you're just dealing with, what this person's dealing with is I think that they are upset that G-Idol never got to be the new shiny girl group.
Right.
Even though they kind of were when they debuted,
They
but I
kinda
guess
were.
that they were maybe overshadowed a little bit by, like, your Blackpinks and all that. They were never the new shiny girl group. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. But not everyone gets to be that.
Right. And then
Not everyone gets to be Twice.
And that's due to the delayed success that they had too. It's
Yeah.
like they were fine and like a girl group, but they weren't the big girl group. They didn't become the big girl group until about 3 years into their career, 3-4 years into their career, and had to go through a massive scandal in the middle of that as well. And like I get wanting them to be more popular, but it's just not a fair comparison, and they are very, like, I feel like they're not discredited for anything they do. They're very
It just
popular. They
feels-
have a lot of achievements still.
Yeah, I just think that this person's complaints are not... I don't think they're expressing them correctly.
No.
Because I think that they're doing the wrong comparisons. And I can understand frustration, but at the same time, J-Lo's doing fine.
They're fine. They are. This is
For
like
the-
when we keep going back to the
This
our
is their
group
goodbye
was
tour.
horribly mistreated, and I'm like, relax. Like,
Oh, dear God. If someone out here being like, G-Idol was horribly mistreated.
yeah.
Dear God. That's the day I give up. I just give up.
Yeah.
I leave. Alright. Next. Produce 101 was a lot stricter about visuals than Produce 48. Essentially,
Wrong.
what they're incorrectly saying
Reverse.
is that people focused so much on the visuals of Produce 101, such as Yoonjung and Soyeon and Sooyeon, sorry, and no one cared about the visuals in Produce 48 because apparently the girls on Produce 101 were more conventionally, like, attractive to Koreans
Yeah.
as opposed to the members of IZ*ONE, which is not true.
This is essentially opposite.
Not true.
Like, this is,
It is the opposite.
actually the opposite situation happened.
Yeah, honestly.
There are multiple
especially
people
by
on
how it
Produce
was
48
rigged. How
who
the
are
results
in that
were rigged.
group
Yeah.
for only visuals and nothing else
Yes.
other than visuals.
How that group was rigged?
Multiple.
Yeah.
Again, I also think that this person is correct that, like, specifically...
Like, we didn't bully people for being
Yoonjung and
ugly
Soyeon
and Produce 48,
are-
yes.
But, like, specifically that Yoonjung and Soyeon Suyeon in IOI were extremely mistreated for their looks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But it was only them.
Yeah, and
that felt more like a personal
Right.
issue about them.
And then in Produce 48, we didn't bully people for being ugly in that way. Which is, I also think there was a big shift in K-pop in between 2016 and 2018 too. So I feel like that was just like not a thing that people did anymore.
Again, I think this person's equating, because when I think that they're being more strict on visuals with IOI, to me it means that, like, they were more strict about only putting visuals in that group, and that was way more in 48.
Oh, so much
as
more.
opposed to
so much more in 48.
Produce 101, where I think that they were more free to just have whoever, man, whoever.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And also,
Truly
I feel like part of Produce 48 also with having half of them being from Produce 48, and I feel like visuals are AKB48. I feel like visuals are a huge importance in AKB48 to begin with. I feel
absolutely.
like that's almost exclusively how they cast people in AKB48 is for visuals in some way. So everything about Produce 48 just felt like it relied so much more heavily on visuals than Produce 101 the original did. So I don't understand it at all.
It's absolute. This opinion absolutely makes sense.
It's a completely opposite day opinion.
Yep. All right. Next.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. The best K-pop group of all time will always be its first. Essentially saying So Taeji and the Boys will always be the best K-pop group of all time. And they are very strong opinionated on this, where they say, I don't understand how this is an unpopular opinion. But it's
I'm
crazy.
Sorry. Influence does not equal quality.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There's a lot that can be said about the influence of So Taeji and the Boys. Like,
yes.
that's not anything to argue with. Like, yes, they were very influential. But to
and
say they are the best group that's ever existed and will always be the best group
I don't
that
even
ever
think.
existed.
I think you could ask
wild.
So Taeji the man, and one, I would think So Taeji would be like, I'm not K-pop.
Yeah.
First off, and second off, I don't think he would take the title of the best K-pop group of all time.
No.
Because I do think that, like, it's primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Again,
because it's the first.
Again,
Like, there's
probably the most
evolution.
influential in terms of the modern K-pop sound, sure. But, like, in terms of quality of music,
Quality?
very
Questionable.
debatable, and also depends on people's tastes, too, as well. So.
But, like, this person's so convinced. So convinced that I'm like, damn, lady, relax.
Relax. You gotta relax.
Relax. Alright. Next. Maria.
Next on our lovely Dovey list is that JYP's performance in the Blue Dragon Awards was good / K-pop stans should stop bullying him. I will
This
tell you
person
right
is a
now, that was a
troll, and
cringe
I'm here
fest.
for
The actors hated that shit. Even
The
if,
actors
listen,
were so
he
This is a
butchered the
This is a
Eurythmics.
rage bait
He
post
butchered
for sure.
Sweet Dreams.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
But
I
also-
was raised on Sweet Dreams. He butchered that shit. That was not good.
Well,
I
the
was
man
raised
can
on
barely
Sweet
sing.
Dreams
The
of
man,
Made of These.
the man is a bad
Oh my
singer.
god.
The man
The
is
man
really bad.
sings on his own hits.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the first thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And two, look. To be honest, the actors looked like they thought they were on a prank show.
Yeah.
They're
Dio
like, is there a camera?
looks
What's
distressed.
happening?
Dio is
I'm
so
distressed. I thought he was having... Look, at some point, I'm like, JYP's getting up there in years. Is he having a stroke?
Right? It's like, well, they were just
You don't know.
genuinely
Could be.
confused on what they were watching.
I was too. it just felt like, what? I mean, this is rage bait, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give it the time of day, but, like, I just want to continue to make fun of JYP.
Yes, JYP did a bad job, and he should feel bad about it. Like,
Yes, he should.
He should feel bad.
And, like, no, I don't feel bad for bullying a very wealthy man.
Very wealthy
in a position
man
of power.
who continues to make very creepy music at the age that he is. So I will continue to bully him. Thank you very much.
Yep. Rise, Sungchan, and Shotaro are lucky to not have debuted in NCT.
Correct.
Essentially, this person agrees with the rest of us because apparently they watched that new NCT show, which
that was
again,
clearly
we were
set
the
up
only
for
two.
Sungchan and Sotaro to be on in the first place.
I know. I thought it was just us two, Kayla, to be honest.
I know, really, it was not it was not a widely watched show.
No, it felt like it was just us two.
It felt like SM Entertainment was trying to hide it from the public.
They were. I had to pay for Vicky for that.
It's
I already
gated through
paid
Vicky
for Vicky.
Premium.
Like, Vicky Premium Premium. The highest Vicky tier, which I already had, so thank God for that.
Right.
But, no. Essentially, they're essentially saying that they realized that they would have been better suited in a new group, not as essentially NCT C team.
Yeah.
Which is what NCT Wish is going to be. Because, again, I think they're
I don't
they
think
call them
anyone
a
cares about
throwaway...
NCT Wish.
No, they're a throwaway Japanese subunit that's not going to be as popular as 127 that has already debuted in Japan.
Right.
Will be.
Yep.
And, they're just 5 more kids to the SM stable. To the SM NCT stable.
Yep.
Like horses.
They do multiple times call it a stable. It is an NCT.
Honestly.
Then again,
what is what
I
they
have in my personal life at
I
multiple
know,
times
so it's
called
like
NCT
they
a
also
stable.
know. They get it.
I think it's just, what else can you call them?
It's what it is. There's too many of them. There's too much. It's just SM Entertainment trying multiple times to have their rotational graduation system boy group, like, for the 3rd time, and it
that
not
they ever
working out.
wanted. That they always
That
wanted.
they always wanted and will never have because it's a bad idea.
Nope.
Like, we have to learn from our mistakes at some point in time, SM Entertainment, for the love of God.
And look, to be honest, it helped both groups because
It
I
did.
don't think that Rise has the popularity it has now if they don't have Sungchan and Shotaro to at least give them an in.
Right.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't think Sungchan and Shotaro do
They
enough
aren't
to
enough,
make NCT
yeah.
Wish worth it.
100%. So it's
So I think-
better for everybody, essentially.
Except my sanity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Moving on.
Moving on. Newer
Oh,
newer
God.
4th gen boy groups are kind of bland.
Wrong.
So the ones
No,
the
they're
groups
not.
they've checked out, this person has said Zero Base One, Zikers, Rise, Boy Next Door, Zodiac, The Wind, and TNX.
Yeah.
How are
They
these
said
the
they
same group
have
to you?
no spice and everything feels toned down. And what you realize the longer you read the post, because the only one they've enjoying is Zikers. This person just doesn't like noise music.
Yeah.
No, this person
They only
likes
likes noise music. They like noise music and they want more groups to be doing noise music, but 4th, 5th gen K-pop is not noise music.
5th gen.
Yeah.
5th gen is slowly turning chill.
Yeah.
And I think this person hates that. Even though some Rise shit is a little
Well,
noisy.
I don't know
so
when
is
they
some
wrote this. I don't know if
Zodiac,
Talk
but, like,
Sexy was out by the time they made
Fair
this or
enough.
not.
They should check out 8 Turn.
Mm-hmm.
8 Turn's good.
8 Turn.
I like 8 Turn.
But this person just really likes noise music, and that's not what these groups are. Like, none of these groups make noise music, and that's all it is.
Also, just because you don't make noise and assault the senses doesn't mean you don't have flavor.
Mhm.
All
Yeah,
these
exactly.
groups are extremely distinct from each other.
Oh,
which is more than I can
absolutely.
say for the last couple of years of boy group releases,
Yeah.
where they've sounded very similar. All these boys sound very different
Yeah.
from each other.
They seem to be
You can
mad that K-pop styling isn't as obnoxious and
Outlandish.
jarring as it used to be. And I honestly prefer that it's not that, because I feel like when
Yeah.
K-pop was like that, it was seen as a joke for essentially everybody. And now that they look normal, it's easier to just watch them and concentrate
also-
on music. So
Also, maybe it's just because I come from the era of the let's throw them at a thrift shop and we'll come collect them.
Right.
Let's throw them in a thrift
Right,
shop bin and we'll
right.
collect them later.
Yeah.
Just put as many pieces of clothing on a person as possible. But I've thought that the last like 2 eras of K-pop, I think 4th
I
and
know.
5th gen,
Like, they
were kind of very normal
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
they haven't gone too crazy
Like,
with
what's
styling.
different?
It's
I
more
guess
streamlined.
if they're in noise music and they're looking at like Stray Kids and ATs, like they look weird.
guess
And
they're looking at
NCT,
harnesses.
they look weird at some point. They
I
got
mean,
weird ass
NCT
styling.
look like clowns.
NCT
but,
are
like,
put in literal trash bags at points in time. Like their styling's not
Yeah.
good.
Fair enough. Again, I think
It's
they're just looking
ridiculous.
for more like leather,
Yes.
pleather.
Yeah, pretty
More
much.
pleather,
Maybe.
more everyone
pleather and
needs to have a
harnesses.
different color hair. Like it's that type of vibe
Fair.
that they want. Also,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
person's
But-
idea of a chill, easygoing debut song is 7 Cents by NCTU. So that's where the baseline is for them.
That's totally not just anxiety inducing
Right.
and paranoia,
It's-
which is the
Mhm.
point.
Right.
I think this person should check out 8 Turn.
Check out 8 Turn.
That's let's be a little positive and give some recommendations.
Mhm.
And that's not just because I think 8 Turn is a way better idea than Psychers.
It's weird because I'm like, I was thinking like Zodiac is not like the most chill, but I was like,
No.
well, Zodiac sounds like a second gen K-pop group, so that's probably
and
why
Zodiac
they don't
sounds
like it.
adults.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you, man.
Mm-hmm. It sucks that it's not current K-pop isn't noise music for you, I guess, is all I have
Yeah.
to say.
The last one is ATEEZ is being influenced by Icon since Kingdom. And it's a good thing,
Wrong.
except this is the opposite of what
No,
we
they-
believe.
they're
It's more
so
so
close.
ATEEZ is being influenced
They're
by Stray Kids, and
so
it's a bad
close.
thing.
They're
I
so
do not
close.
see the Icon
they were-
influence, period,
They were
in this,
so
ever.
close
And
They were
nowhere.
to being correct.
So
Nowhere.
close to getting it, and then not at all getting it at
Mhm.
all. It's so
They
funny.
missed the mark fully, but they were close.
Mhm.
Right. And it's so confusing because you read this post and it's like, did we watch the same show? Because they
No.
keep going on about this ATEEZ Icon friendship that was on the show. And I'm like, no. Because the big
That
friendship
didn't
of
happen.
Kingdom was Icon and SF9. And
Yes.
ATEEZ,
Two
I
people
know
who
ATEEZ and
thrived on
Icon
that show.
switched songs in that one round, but that was it, really. They
Yes.
really did not interact too much outside
like,
of that.
And 100% to be honest, I don't think ATEEZ understood that song.
No, they did. They turned it
I
into a
think-
Block B song for some
Here's the
reason.
thing,
Very
yes.
confusing.
And here's the thing. I know that people will come back at me that Icon also didn't understand the song. I think they understood the song more. They didn't want to do it how Icon did it, so they just made the movie Inception.
Yeah. So it's like sure.
Which again is a choice. It's a more it's a more logical jumps than making Icon Block B.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
confusing.
More logical,
Um,
which is just saying.
I don't understand how you see this show where ATEEZ did multiple collaborations with Stray Kids and see ATEEZ's current
slowly-
music after Kingdom and go, yeah, that sounds like Icon and not the
And then-
group that they collaborated with multiple times and clearly had more interactions with on the show.
Yeah.
I
Insane.
know they had a comeback since the song, but I can't remember what it's called. So can we compare S-Class to Bouncy to God, what's it called? First Love? Is that
Yeah.
the Icon song?
Uh-huh.
To First
Oh,
Love?
so then the ATEEZ one, I think it's called My Ego or something like that.
Or My Ego or whatever same
What is the
vibe,
name of that
same
song? I know it's called Crazy Form. I was like, I know My Ego is in the lyrics. It's called Crazy Form.
All right. Oh no, and I think
The Stray Kids.
Stray Kids did La 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 La. Sure.
Yeah.
They had another. So La 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 to Crazy Forum to First Love.
Yes.
Tell me which of these two songs sound similar.
You know, if let's
Just say.
what is crazy about La 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 and Crazy Form specifically, they literally need to switch songs. Because La
They
La La is an ATEEZ song and
It's an
Crazy
ATEEZ
Form
song.
is a Stray Kids song.
Yeah, it is.
like-
It's
And
oh,
Icon's
God.
Good.
over here off in the corner doing whatever the fuck they want.
And here's the thing. Would they be good Icon and Stray Kids songs? No.
No.
But would they fit better?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, Stray Kids even, aren't they pirates in that video?
I don't know. I don't know
It's a
if
little
they're pirates, but
piratey.
they're very ATEEZ. Like, you listen
No,
to that
they're-
song and you hear
hold
the
on.
ATEEZ in it.
No, they're dressed like pirates in this.
Oh, man.
There's a pirate ship
Oh,
in
they
this.
are pirates. That
Oh,
is, they're
shit.
really ATEEZ in there.
They went full
It's
80s
them
here.
going full 80s.
And then you have fucking Icon in the corner.
Yeah.
Just thriving. With, like, a cute little song about, being in love.
I know. It's, like, insane that you
you
see
want
those
from
two
me?
groups together, and you look all the way over to the left, and you see Icon, and we're like, that's clearly where
Yeah.
this influence is coming from.
Icon's out here doing their song You.
Yep.
And just living their best lives. Bobby's a father.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, no. 80s.
Yep.
I wish that 80s was influenced by Icon.
Right, it would be better.
wish.
It would be better if 80s took after Icon more than they did Stray Kids.
Yeah.
Like,
But, like, even going to... Because this person brings up, like, certain Icon songs, like, specifically Bobby. Like, they bring up You Mad.
Right.
They bring up him and B.I. and Anthem.
right.
And I'm like, where did that come in? Like, no, you
Where
have
is
to realize
it?
that the
Where
influence
is it in the
Bang
80s
Chan
music?
and not Bobby.
Yeah,
I wish it was Icon.
I know. And even when they're
I
talking about Bobby
wish.
and B.I., it's like that's such a different version of Icon, like
That
YG
is.
early Icon than current Icon is.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm even giving them the benefit of the doubt that, like, ATs went back and looked at old Icon.
Right. I can't
This
even
didn't
see
help.
old Icon in the recent ATs. Like, it doesn't make sense. Where does it make sense?
Like, Icon has always stayed true to themselves because they call them that they have street style, and I'm like, I agree with that.
Sure,
They feel
they
very
do.
chill. They feel like just like a chill group of frat boys.
Yeah.
And now they're just like adult frat boys that are starting to have families. It's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
They're growing up. And I'm like,
Where?
they called it that they have the badassery of Icon. And
Uh-huh.
I don't think that Icon was ever badass.
I don't
I think
they've got,
Icon
like-
was just cool.
They're just cool. They're cool guys.
like, I think Icon was just always cool guys that you want to hang out with.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yeah,
was
they were
never
very
intimidated
chill.
by Icon. And I think that's like the hardest thing to do. Because, like, you can try to be intimidating, sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to just be, like, naturally cool.
Right, right.
And also, especially try to be naturally cool while being sad boys.
Mhm.
Because that's the other thing that, like, the mainstay of Icon that ATs never got.
Yeah.
ATs never went sad boy.
No.
So,
They've
like,
never done
where
Sad
is it?
Boy. Their other concept is so much closer to what Stray Kids also does concept-wise, too, which is, like,
I
kind
know.
of weird. Like, kind of fun and a little bit weird.
I still don't know where we got this.
It's crazy how
comparison.
so close they are to getting it, and then it's
know.
how wrong it is.
I think you see more of an influence of Icon in, like, SF9.
In SF9,
Because, like,
yeah.
Cause, like, they went a little bit more hip-hop.
Mhm.
They still went full chill, and I think SF9 just tried to be, like, cool dudes.
I know. It's
Like,
so
Puzzle is cool.
confusing. It's so confusing.
But, like, it's, like, Icon influenced, but still full SF9.
yeah,
What they think happened to ATs, which is Icon influenced, but still full ATs, and I'm like, no.
right. It's like, oh man, we don't.
I hope SF9 and Icon still talk.
I hope they are too. I hope they're friends.
I hope, like, one of them has met the baby.
I know. I hope
Yeah.
Hui Young has met the baby specifically. I
Yeah.
feel like he might have. He made the friendship with Bobby on that show. So.
I know. Oh, be so good.
Mhm.
That's the
King-
true friendship
Yeah,
of this.
Kingdom,
The true
Legendary,
friendship
War,
of it all.
truly a Roman Empire of mine. I
Yeah.
think about this
Same.
show far
All
more
the
often
time.
than any other person should.
We bring up this show like
Often.
Why? You do.
like it happened yesterday.
Right? It's happened in
It's been, like,
2021. It's been 3 years.
It's been 3 years.
Gotta
and
keep
we
And
still
I
going.
think
talk
about this show every week.
At some point, we're just like, but like, what if we got another season? And the
I
answer
know.
was no.
The answer to that was no.
Gosh.
Unfortunate.
I want it.
I know.
No, I kind of do.
I really would love another one, but I don't think there's enough groups to do it. There's not enough
I
group
think
left.
we're getting to a point where we could now.
Maybe.
It's been so long.
We gotta give the
Ugh.
Boys Planet groups a couple years, and maybe we can revisit this. Revisit Kingdom again.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Ugh.
So that's been these Reddit unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm.
We sort of raced through them because we've already done them.
Yes, yes. Actually, I do think this
Actually-
recording is longer than the first one, somehow.
Probably.
It's fine. We went on different
It's
tangents.
fine. But yes, we are available on all major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a YouTube channel where we post all of our episodes along with clip videos occasionally as well. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.